Today, Statistics South Africa released GDP numbers for the first quarter of 2025, which is January to March this year. And the outcome is not good. The economy grew by only 0.1%, which is not even an improvement on the same quarter last year. Now, this news comes at a time when Parliament is considering the budget for 2025-2026. And there's a lot of discussion about how much the government should spend, how much taxation South Africans can take, whether it is personal income tax, whether it is levies, whether it is company income tax, and so on. I think what has become apparent, and very clearly so, is that we can no longer have a discussion about the economy that only focuses on the budget. What we really need to focus on is the economy and economic growth. Now, according to these numbers, only agriculture grew by nearly 16%. Everything else came down. Manufacturing came down. Mining came down. Financial services, not so good. Electricity, water, and related sales came down. And I think South Africa's constraints are really well known, which is why we wanted this budget to focus on investment in areas that are strangling the economy. What are those areas? It is logistics. It is commuter transport for people to get to and from work, which means trains in the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. It still means equipping Transnet to continue to restore and secure the railway lines, the ports, the depots, and so on, so they can service the economy. It means we solve and invest a lot in the next big load shedding, which is water in South Africa. Now, the government clearly does not have the kind of money that is needed to invest in those areas anymore. We don't have the 400 billion plus that Transnet needs. We don't have the 500 billion plus that Eskom needs to invest in distribution and alternative sources of energy. I can go on and on. This is a time to think differently about where to find capital and how to allocate that capital. South Africa has deep capital markets. South Africa has pension funds, provident funds, and other sources of money in South Africa, whether it is in the financial sector, whether it is insurance companies, and so on, from whom we can, on a fixed income basis, make sure that those investments begin to go into public infrastructure. Now, the way to do that is not by forcing people to invest without the leverage they would need because they've put their clients' money in. It is to liberalize the infrastructure space, to make sure that the government continues to have adequate regulatory and statutory control, to make sure that public goods remain so, but we open up the space for faster capital investment in public infrastructure from private capital so that we can release the stranglehold on the economy. This does not mean selling state assets. No, that's not what it means. It means that the government reduces its exposure to finding the capital that is needed in order to do all of these things. We don't have enough money to turn around municipalities. We don't have enough money for regional infrastructure, for municipal infrastructure, for roads, for bridges, for stormwater pipes, and so on. That is where public money should be going to. The national logistics infrastructure, the national electrical infrastructure, the national water infrastructure, and so on, which costs a lot of money, which the government does not have and yet continues to strangle the economy, is the area in which we need to look at bringing in a carefully managed, statutorily compliant way so that we can release hundreds of billions from private capital sources into public infrastructure so that we can release a stranglehold on the economy.